Mi Chuxia continues her project for the endorsement of their relationship with the model, Jiang. When her supervisor comes to ask her for the project she has been working on, she checks her laptop and realizes it is missing. Her supervisor gets angry at her, and she walks away. Chuxia had worked overnight on this project and was exhausted, so she fainted, and fortunately, Tang was behind her. He takes her to his office, where he takes care of her, and finds out that his secretary deleted the document. He fires his secretary, and when she wakes up, he tells her she will start working as his secretary as he wants her to work closely with him. They meet with Jiang, where everyone applauds Chuxia's work. After the meeting, a new intern, Qianqian, tries to seduce Tang, but when Chuxia sees that he is uncomfortable, she comes there and reveals that she is his fiancé. She takes him to the office and takes his suit to meet with the head of a new e-commerce business, Mr. Mu. As she checks the clothes on him, he watches with admiration, asking if she can retain the tone she used when talking in front of Qianqian, but she says she can only do that with an extra fee. They meet Mu, who has wanted to meet Qixia for a long time. He had bumped into her before and felt she looked like Hua Ruoyu, someone he knew, and he wondered if they were the same. After the meeting, he asked her if she had been to Yunjing before, but she said she hadn't been there. In preparation for their next meeting, he prepares mustard tea for her because he knows it is Ruoyu's favorite food and wonders if she would like it, too. During the next meeting, he keeps flirting with Chuxia, commenting that he hopes to steal her, but Tang immediately says his assistant and fiancé will remain with him. He asks her if she likes the tea, and she says yes, which makes him give her the special one he had prepared for her, unknown to him that she was just trying to be modest as she hates mustard and had to clean her mouth later. They go for Jiang's shoot, and during Jiang's interview with Tang, Tang is shocked to find out that Jiang knows that he doesn't drink milk and that he prefers to drop his phone before meetings. After the interview, Chuxia asks for a picture that Jiang and Jiang accept. She even comments that when their partnership is announced, she will post her picture with Chuxia to create more awareness. Feeling that Jiang wants to be petty, Tang insists that the three of them should take pictures together, as it would be more creative. He asks Jiang if she knew him before as she feels familiar, and she tells him that although she hasn't met him in that life before, they may have been destined to be together in the past life. He tells her they can't be together in the past or future. He follows Chuxia to the car, although he keeps thinking about how weird Jiang is. He speaks to Chuxia about it, but she asks him if he likes her and is trying to make her jealous. He tells her she just feels weird and he has no reason to like her. At the same time, Jiang posts a picture of her and Tang, causing controversy about her relationship with Tang. When her manager calls and asks her to edit the caption, she says she doesn't need to and is fine. After the call, she brings a photo of Tang, saying that if fate doesn't bring them together, she will connect herself. Chuxia also visits Mu, and while she waits for him, she finds several DMs on her social media. She checks and sees that people have been inferring that she wants to take Jiang's man. Mu comes out and sees her disturbed. He tells her she doesn't have to worry about things like that, and if she has any issues, she can let him know. After she leaves, he looks at Ruoyu's picture, saying she was the one who sent Chuxia to him. The promotion with Jiang goes well, and Tang happily announces it to Chuxia. Jiang also calls Chuxia and tries to apologize for what her fans have done. Chuxia says it's not a worry, so she asks if Tang is angry, and Chuxia admits that she can't tell if Tang is angry as they don't talk about things like that. Jiang advises that she can pull Tang closer by giving him hot milk despite knowing he is allergic to milk. On the other hand, Tang calls the legal department to deal with the rumors. Chuxia visits him with milk, and immediately after he drinks, he starts getting stomach upset. She sends a message to Jiang about this, and the next day, Jiang brings hot coffee to Tang in a pink bottle. He refuses to drink, and Chuxia enters with the porridge she made for him and finds them there. She walks away, and Tang tries to walk after her, but Jiang intentionally pours the coffee into his hand to stop him. She cleans his hand and talks about how Chuxia doesn't seem the best for him, but he shuns her and tells her to excuse him. They walk outside, and she assumes he is seeing her off, but he says he will meet Chuxia. She recalls how timid he was when she met Tang in high school and how much he loved pink bottles. Tang meets Chuxia, takes the porridge from her, and encourages her that he won't leave her despite their fake marriage. Without giving up, Jiang calls Chuxia that evening and asks her how her plan went and what she thought about her visit to the office. She claims she had come to see her and only spoke with Tang. She advises that the best way to relate with Tang is to show off more and get closer. Trying to do what Jiang had advised, she goes to Tang's study and helps him clean. She mistakenly breaks his puppy, and he gets very angry at her. She calls Jiang to tell her about this, and Jiang claims that Tang is just overreacting and that she should let him cool down. She then sends a message to Tang about broken jewelry that was repaired and tells Tang it was a wrong message. Tang asks who repaired the jewelry and asks her to send his own. After achieving her aim, She looks at the picture of her brother, Jiang Lai, and Tang, telling her brother she will get Tang. The following day, she sends a picture of the repaired puppy to Tang, and when he asks for the price, she asks him to appreciate her more by inviting her home for dinner. He reluctantly invites her and tells Chuxia to behave well during her visit. She gives him the puppy and asks Chuxia if that was the puppy she called worthless. Chuxia tries to correct her and says that she didn't call it worthless, and Jiang says the puppy was given to Tang by his family. Chuxia feels that Jiang knows what she doesn't know about her man, so she walks away. Tang tries to follow her, but Jiang drags him back, asking if Chuxia feels Tang is in love with Jiang, which is why she is jealous. Tang breaks her from the conversation and tells her to leave. He apologizes to Chuxia and shows her his picture so she can get to know him better. He talks about Jiang Lai and their closeness in high school and says Jiang Lai was ghosted after school, and he didn't hear from him. Chuxia also tells him about how she came from a humble background, and she even felt sick, and her parents had to spend a lot of time with her, which made her father and grandma dislike her. Her father tore her admission letter when she was admitted to the university, but her mother struggled to send her to school. At school, she met her roommate Xia, who introduced her to a guy, Zhao, who treated her well. Speaking about Zhao makes Tang jealous, so they end the conversation. She visits Mu again for work, and after work, Mu insists she has dinner with him. She eats with him while Tang waits for her at home, and Mu notices she has a cherry allergy, just like Ruoyu. As he is about to ask her if she has a sister, Tang calls her and complains that she should come home. She excuses herself and goes home while Mu wonders if she is related to Ruoyu. The couple returns to work, having their public display of attention and flirting around at work before they return home. Suddenly, she receives a strange call from her mother, who talks about how her father cheated and is even asking her for money. She screams, and Tang finds out, so he calls his lawyer Song. They visit her home and find her parents fighting with the mistress in the house. Mr. Mi insists he has spent a lot of Chuxia and deserves anything he does. He also claims the mistress is a co-worker, but Song shows pictures of him and the mistress going into hotels, so Mrs. Mi claims she wants a divorce. Mr. Mi accepts, but his mother reminds him they need Chuxia as a cash cow, so he sends away his mistress. But Tang insists the lady has to pay all that Mr. Mi has spent on her before she leaves, so the lady signs the document. Mr. Mi tries to apologize to Mrs. Mi, but she insists on divorce and slaps him before leaving the house. Tang takes her to his house and asks her to sleep in their master room while he sleeps on the chair. Before sleeping, he calls his office and tells them to organize something for him. That night, Mrs. Mi asks Chuxia when she will get married, but she says she doesn't know. The next day, she gets a message from Tang, who asks her to bring her mother to work. He has contracted Mrs. Mi to start a shop in their plaza as they need a sewing shop. The woman appreciates it but says she needs to rent a house, so Chuxia should find one. Tang begs her to stay with them, but she says no. Meanwhile, it turns out it was Jiang who had sent the mistress, and the mistress is now threatening her to pay the debts. The mistress tells her about Chuxia, so she gives the lady the money. She calls Tang and tells her she has to tell him something about Chuxia, so he should see her, or else he will tell Chuxia herself. He reluctantly sees her, although he had promised Chuxia and her mother that he would be home at night. She tells him that Chuxia isn't the biological daughter of me, which is why her father hates her, and she was found by her mother when she was 5. Tang laughs at her, asking her if she thinks he won't know such information, and reveals he knows, but he also knows Chuxia doesn't know about it and won't tell her. When Jiang sees that she has failed, she asks him to have dinner with her as it is her birthday, but he refuses. He threatens to tell Chuxia about her birth story if he doesn't go with her, so he goes with her. She gets people to take photos of him and her, and post that they are in a relationship. When Chuxia sees the posts, she feels very bad. After the dinner, Tang finds out what Jiang has done and calls his PR team to debunk the news despite how he hadn't debunked any news before. He goes home and sees that Chuxia is sleeping, making him wonder if she isn't jealous. He drags her nose and talks about his concerns with her. She tells him she doesn't care about the fact that he is a hot topic and he isn't the one getting the hit but her, so if he knew he wanted to end their contract, he should have done it modestly and not embarrassed her. She picks up her bag and leaves. She goes to a hotel but finds Mu there. He stays with her for a while and comforts her so she doesn't have to feel alone, as she can turn her back and see people there. Tang sends a disclaimer and debunks the rumors the following day, but Jiang refuses to disclaim it. Fans start spreading rumors that Tang broke Jiang's heart, so she is reluctant. When Chuxia tries to leave the hotel that morning, fans attack her and throw things at her, but Mu comes to her rescue and tells the hotel to increase their security. Tang calls Jiang and tells her to debunk the issue, but she reminds him that he is getting a lot of sales from the issue and she is also getting fame, so it is a win-win situation, and if Chuxia wants to be his future wife, That kind of hurt isn't too much for her to bear. Tang starts thinking about Jiang's intention and concludes that Jiang is out for him and not Chuxia, so he calls his investigators to investigate who she is. He also finds out from his assistant that Chuxia was assaulted, but she calms him down by reassuring him that Mu came to save Chuxia. Also, Jiang calls an interview where she vomits in front of the interviewers and asks her assistant to send them away so the interviewers can speculate that she is pregnant. Also, Mu visits Mr. Mi and disguises himself as Chuxia's colleague. Her grandma immediately starts saying bad things about her and admits that the roadside found her and that she wasn't their child. Mu remembers how Royo had died during an accident, and he immediately goes to meet Chuxia, but she tearfully announces to him that her relationship with Tang has ended. She has seen the video of Jiang being pregnant and assumes it is true. Mu consoles her as she sleeps on his body. Tang also finds out what Jiang has done. The result of his investigation comes out, and he realizes that Jiang is his male best friend in high school, Jiang Lei, and he has undergone an operation to change his gender. He immediately calls the interviewer, who has been posting about his relationship with Jiang, and finds out that Jiang has been paying them and instigating such a post. He records the conversation with the journalist and goes to confront Jiang. When Chuxia wakes up, Mu gives her food, and he takes the spoon she had used for a DNA test. Tang also meets Jiang, who tries to gaslight him that if she debunks the rumor, it will reveal that she is pregnant out of wedlock. To her shock, Tang brings their high school picture. She admits that she is the one, and she had loved him since high school and she felt he liked her in return, but he couldn't be with her because she was a man, which was why she had gone away and had undergone surgery to become the person he may want. He tells her that he doesn't want her that way and she shouldn't spoil their high school friendship and her brewing career because of him. She admits that she has lost her weight and has prepared her statement. In the statement, she admits that she was the one who used the public to get her attention because she wanted Tang, and she didn't cover up for herself at all. Now that the issue is solved, Tang meets Chuxia, who accepts him back. Journalists try to take their pictures, but he runs away before her and takes her home, where he proposes with a diamond ring, telling her that their contract has ended and now he wants to marry her and kisses her. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our recap, subscribe, comment, give us a like, and check out our channel, where you'll find stories that might interest you.